They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my access. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles are making it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see the rhythm in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the brutal show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom be busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in his dress. She a bombshell. Revenge is served cold. I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of man shooters. There was design fire for our babies to pass through it. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
And it's cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles are making it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see the rhythm in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the brutal show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom be busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. is a door. Payback is a door. Payback is a door.
Look, ain't no remorse in my bloodstream. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback to bitch in his dress. She a bombshell. Revenge is served cold. I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. There was design 5 for our babies to pass through it. And the damn my king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a door. Payback is a door. Payback.
Shit is around. They ready to tangle, my king and the angel be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see the rhythm in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom be busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a door. Payback is a door. Payback is a door. Payback is a door.
Look, ain't no remorse in my bloodstream. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback to bitch in his dress. She a bombshell. Revenge is served cold. I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. There was design 5 for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a door. Payback is a door. Payback is a door. Payback is a door.
Hey, shalom, Adawan. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat Rakatah, sir.
Shalom, Rabbi Shalom, Shalom.
Hey, how you doing? Everything to what?
So far, so good, you know?
Come.
Trying to get the right level for this.
No sweat. Take your time.
All right. All right, so clap it up. Welcome to another episode of The Conflict Zone. Welcome to our viewers on the various networks, whether it's TikTok or YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, Threads, you name it. Welcome to our viewers. All right, so what's the hot topic that we have now? What's hot on the topic in this world?
Come, sir. The topic is wrestling against the topic tonight. Is wrestling.
No, the hot topic.
Oh, Salah.
Trending. What's trending?
Well, you know, Trump in the White House just came out with a study. Well, they just came out with the results of a study that, you know, some of their top physicians been working on, which is what causes autism. So based on their studies, you know, they say that the root cause of it is Tylenol. So
Tylenol.
yes, sir. Adawan.
Holy crap.
Yes, sir. So they've been they telling women that's pregnant not to take Tylenol.
Ooh, shoot. I mean, that pill used to be available in Jamaica, and it's not here again. So that means you probably didn't know about that before now, you know, because that has been off the market in Jamaica for quite a long while now.
Mm.
Yeah.
And that's what he said. He said that other countries they already know because or they already don't allow Tylenol to be sold or available in their countries. So
yeah. I'm wondering if maybe Jamaica is one of those who knew because it's been off the market in Jamaica for quite a long while now. People used to take it for headaches. Pain.
Let me ask you this, Adawan. Since it's been off the market, since it's not, since you really can't get it out there in Jamaica, do y'all have a lot of children being born or that have been born to autism?
You have children being born with autism.
Do you all have a high rate?
No, it's not any high rate.
Well, in America, 1 out of 12.
Wow,
Yes,
that's high.
that's very, very high.
A lot of the children out here that is born with autism, it's mainly being born to a woman, the parents that are way up there in age.
Mm.
So that's one of the That means autism probably can be prevented.
Well,
Because if there's a drug that can cause it, then it can be prevented.
mm,
I don't think so.
well,
There probably is a drug that they can take to prevent it too.
mm, well,
Yeah.
if well,
So what America is planning to do about it?
well, the drug company is saying that there's no proof, there's no hard evidence, to prove that it causes autism. And,
Of course, they are going to say that.
I beg, I beg your pardon.
Of course, they are going to say that.
Right, exactly.
They are going to say that because we're talking about $1 billion lawsuit now,
Right.
class action suit, and the money that they make from it, even though they knew it had a problem, is way more than what they would pay in lawsuit. But of course, they don't want no lawsuit.
So
They definitely don't want any.
no. So what Trump and his administration needs to do is bring forth the proof, the evidence. Make the research and studies available to the public. So we can access it. And I think then at that point, you can perhaps bring lawsuits forth towards the pharmaceutical companies that produce Tylenols. Once you have the evidence available, but it's not. But they haven't made the results and the evidence, available to the public yet.
Well, it all depends. You might not see that.
We might not never see it, huh?
You might not see that come out to the public. Maybe they would, because there is Kennedy. Kennedy is what again? JFK Jr. What is his role again? He's director of what again? Something to do with the drug administration.
Oh,
RFK Jr.
What's his role in the current administration?
Right.
That's a good question. I don't want off the top of my head. I don't know, but
Yeah, Shalom. I'm in the country zone.
Okay, Captain said, sure.
Yeah, I spoke to him. Right.
All right, come on, sure.
Because RFK Jr. seemed to be one which is not going to cozy up with them.
okay. So I got the information for you. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He is the United States Secretary of Health and Human Services.
Secretary of what?
is the United States Secretary of Health. The Secretary of Health
Right.
and Human Services.
Elton?
RFK Jr.
Yeah. Secretary of Health
and Human Services.
Oh, Human Services.
Concert.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't seem to be one who cozy up with the drug companies. Remember, if you remember, he was hitting out on them before he was even appointed. All right. But you see that's how the oppressor operates. They see a way that they can make some money. They don't care about what is gonna cause. They're gonna make that money.
That's right. And if I could, Adawan,
Yeah.
I just remembered there were some other things that he was talking about concerning the vaccines that they give to newborn babies when they're born. Vaccines such as for chickenpox, the normal vaccines that you and I, got when we were born. On top of Shalom, Adawan.
Hey, Shalom. What's up? What's going on, Kim?
Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shabbat Thar. Not too much, Adawan.
Everything on your end now. Jamaica.
Everything.
Well, not too bad.
And you, Akaya, long time in touch base. How things on your end?
Yes, sir. I don't. It's been a little minute, but it's good to see you, sir. I've been, I may not have been in the conflict zone, but I've been seeing you in other classes for sure, most definitely.
It's good to see you. Good to see you.
Kamal Khan, sir. We were just touching bases. We were just talking about Trump and the White House, the administration. They did a study on what's been causing autism.
Right.
And Kamal Khan, sir. And according to their study, they said that the reason so many babies in America have been born with autism is because of Tylenol. So they're urging women that's pregnant not to take Tylenol. So and if I could, Adawan, they also said that what they've been doing in these times, modern day times, instead of giving your baby, the newborn baby, a vaccine for chickenpox, and then have that baby come back maybe 2 months later to give them another vaccine. They mix all the vaccines together. The vaccine for hepatitis, the vaccine for chickenpox, the vaccine for the measles. They just mix it all together and give it to the baby. And I had no idea they was doing that. But that sounds
crazy.
They just do it like a cocktail.
Concert.
And so like about you probably know this as well too. In growing up now, they always used to spread out, in giving the vaccine, especially them vaccines and them. So it's like, let me say for the first, they always spread like within a year and a half or something like that. So they'll give her one shot, like this year, and then like the following year they will give you a next shot now.
Right.
But
So, that's how they do it in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But US now they seem to do their thing. another way.
Yeah.
Because I never hear about that mix up of cocktail.
Yeah. That, so imagine something like that now, that being introduced. What will happen now? Eventually we go trickle down because and what going on now again, the way how we are right now, we're so sensitive, especially when with certain things now. They say down here in the Caribbean, the senses always heightened with a lot of conspiracy theory now. So you say you draw in reference to that, like nah, I people don't really like to get or make the children take any sort of vaccination down here. So imagine this happening now. This happening now. Good night.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Adawan. You so right. The oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. So
I'm right.
That's right.
I'm right.
Yeah. And right now they are getting ready to do something about their they call it now, their debt. America owes something like $37 trillion. So all along, when Jamaica struggling under debt and thing, behaving as if this debt burden thing is a third world country thing. He is the biggest debtor in the world, $37 trillion. Now Russia blow the whistle on them, or they are planning to use crypto to cancel their debt. So I have a video here now. We're going to listen. Well, this one that I'm going to play now before we go into that one. They admit that, you remember Black Wall Street? A couple of years ago, their government had admitted that, yes, we destroyed, the Black Wall Street was destroyed, but at the same time, they are not planning to compensate those who was at Black Wall Street.
right.
Understand?
No, sir. No, they're not going to do that.
They're not going to do that.
You could barely get an apology out of them.
Yeah.
Let alone financial compensation.
I would like to know, why is it that whenever blacks are to be compensated for anything, it is a problem? Why is it so much of a problem whenever blacks, Hispanics, and natives are to be compensated by the oppressor?
Hey, that's a heavy point, Adawan, because since Charlie Kirk he got unalive, I've been seeing debates that he's had with black people and just people in general, and that devil said some he has said some blasphemous things, and things similar to like to we should just be happy, we should kiss the soil, we should be, we should just be glad to be in America, how dare we ask for compensation? I mean, this devil spoke blasphemies against the Most High,
All right, let's jump into this one.
Come.
Didn't have one thing left and never received a dime. Up until this day, they never And it ought to be aired in order they ought to be made pay. Even the children have suffered. Our children have suffered because the parents lost everything they had, and the children weren't able to get along, and they were doing fine. It was pathetic when you think about it. Out of all of our 7 years, that's when I said, my husband and I lost more than anybody in North Tulsa because we lost 7 years of our earning in one night. And we had altogether 10 different business places for rent. Today, I'm paying rent.
Now that was our now ancestor, Miss Mabel Little. Miss Little was one of the many who were able to tell her truth of what.
Hold on, did she say they have about 10 different business places? Something, yeah, something like that. She said now she has to be paying rent. Yeah, she was one of them who, she's one of the survivors of Tulsa.
Happened to her, as well as her businesses in Tulsa before she passed. Now, I wanted you to see and listen to the words of one of our freedmen ancestors on what was lost and just what they were able to do with so little. I mean, these people straight up got it out of the mud. As I always say, though, it's best to hear things from our own ancestors as they are now trying to bury our truth and change the narrative. You know, our truth makes them uncomfortable just based on what they've done.
So this is
As you know, it's the anniversary of the Tulsa Massacre, and I wanted to not only put emphasis on the destruction of this self-sufficient Black area, but also what many of our ancestors were able to do with just so little. I mean, they had little to work with, and they made literally something out of nothing. Well, that was before jealousy of them folks set in. So anyway, before I begin to tell you about a few of the businesses and the people who were affected, here's the backstory on the Tulsa Massacre. The Tulsa Race Massacre is one of the deadliest attacks in American history. In the early 1900s, Tulsa's Greenwood District was a thriving community with hundreds of successful businesses. But on May 31st, 1921, that success became a target when them folks came in together in a mob supported by local authorities and even the National Guard. Now, over 2 days, they looted, burned, and destroyed homes, businesses, and even the hard-built churches. Hundreds were unalive, thousands were left homeless, and all the generational wealth was gone. What's often overlooked is that the men in Tulsa defend.
so this is where our people face this peace now. You know, when we generate something, we start a business, start to generate some wealth that we can pass on, or some livelihood, because many of these is not really wealth. Where, you know, to say I'm not rich, it's just livelihood. They are just making a decent living, right? And in the eyes of the oppressor, they were living better than many of their poor people. And guess what? Many of our Blacks today are still living better than many of their poor people. America have so many millions of poor white people. And I always say that, you know, America shouldn't have any poor white people. I mean, I don't think I should leave Jamaica and go and sit in America and be poor. Why should I? It's best if I stay in Jamaica and be poor, ain't it? If I'm going to America, it must be to better myself.
Mm-hmm.
So all the poor white people should just pack up and go back to Europe. You have a choice. Blacks don't. But all they do is stay, and every white had gotten something from the government in the past.
Right.
Because when in the land grab period, when
Right.
they gave away millions of acres of land. Blacks didn't get it.
Nah.
What they did was to take away the couple acres that the blacks had. Right? And guess what? They're coming at you today again. All right, I want to finish this and then we'll go on to another one.
themselves and their businesses and their families. Also, others from across the country tried to join in the fight, but were not let off of trains. Now, in desperation, the mob even resorted to dropping bombs on the community. And today, survivors like Miss Viola Fletcher or Miss Leslie Randall, who are both over 100 years old, are still fighting for justice and to get what they deserve, which is reparations. This is despite a recent 126-page report released just days ago from the Justice Department describing the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre as a 2-day military-style attack conducted by over 10,000 of them folks. The report also finds that due to the statute of limitations and the fact that the criminals and the survivors and witnesses of the attack are long gone, the department cannot take any legal action for the crimes committed. This also comes after the Oklahoma Supreme Court has denied the last 2 remaining survivors justice as well. Meanwhile, there is so much money for everybody else who's a non-citizen. Now, some people who hear this story of what happened to one of our many Black business districts over the last century may say, you know, why are we still talking about this? It happened 100 years ago. Or they'll say, why reparations now? And the answer is simple: generational wealth. And it happened. Just because you don't want to hear about what was done to freedmen or you hide the deeds of your ancestors, don't mean we don't get to learn about what happened to our own. I mean, you uphold who you think are heroes. Well, me personally, a lot of them are degenerates, but whatever. And wealth doesn't just exit. It doesn't just go away. It grows, it multiplies when you do right as time passes. And when you take away someone's wealth or sabotage them, in many cases, that's what they did to us, you're just stealing at this point. You're stealing from that family's children, their grandchildren, and every generation that would have come after. Now, imagine if these families in this area were able to maintain not only the businesses passed down to them, but the industries, you guys. Plenty of billionaires. Something them folks don't want. Now, Wall Street wasn't just a neighborhood. It was a thriving Black business district full, and I mean full, of hundreds of Black-owned businesses, Black-owned land, homes, and more. They had doctors, lawyers, newspapers, institutions that, you know, really helped to empower our people in this area. And this went on before them folks dipped in and sabotaged. The massacre didn't just burn the buildings. It burned the future. And that's pretty much why I wanted to share Miss Mabel Little's words with you. And when we talk about reparations, we're not just talking about paying for the past. We're talking about restoring what was violently taken, robbing these people of their opportunity, their legacy, and again, their generational wealth. I could go on all day, all out of jealousy. That's all it was. Jealousy. You told these people to stay away, leave you alone, and you put them in one area, and without you, they flourished. I also want to note one more thing. This happened after slavery. During Jim Crow, when them folks decided they didn't want to be around us and see how well we did when they weren't around, we did them day. And what gets me is they use the same trumped up charge of something being done to one of them folks' woman just to have an excuse to destroy Black prosperity all over the U.S. Now, I wanted to highlight a number of these business owners here in Tulsa because there's just so much emphasis on the destruction itself, but not of the greatness we come from. And again, what our people were able to do with so little. You know, the beauty of being freedmen is we don't have to look back to find greatness that far. And before I begin, I would like you all to, if possible, like and subscribe to the channel and tell me in the comments below if you think this was done out of jealousy or if it was something that just needed to be done. Me personally, it was jealousy. You know, them folks, they're hating. Now, also tell me if you have a Black business district in your area that you know of. We had hundreds. And while I don't, you know, of course, take requests.
All right, so basically get the picture of what she was saying. But they're getting ready to do things something like this at the go. Watch this. is that the Ku Klux Klan on rise again?
It looks
Is
like
that a
to me.
modern day Klan? What do you think about that, Sawa?
So,
They are all in mask.
and then this is why platform like this is so important to bring the reminder to our people, because now even looking at what the individual was saying, is that sister who was talking, right, who was explaining, in bringing back, understand that there's some in our past now that it should be told about, right? That's just I was talking, right? On the little article that he was playing just now, little video he was playing just now, right?
Yeah.
Right. So and when I listened, it come Revelation 2 and 9 come to mind now, right? And it's like everything that they're playing, even after that, it leads straight up to them as well too, right? So let's if we grab Revelation 2 and 9 about the question.
Come on, sir.
All right. Here it is on
Come. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works in tribulation, poverty, but thou art rich.
Right. So now you see what it's written in, right? And we know anything that highlighted in red, is being spoken out of the mouth of our King, Yahweh Jesus Christ, right? And to understand, the works that black people have done, since during the time of slavery, coming out of slavery, being pushed back, through many major captivities, right? And even our King, Yahweh Shai, being brought up, as we see, scriptures recognize Jerusalem or Bethlehem as the ghetto. He understood that. This is why he could highlight some and he say, hey, I understand and I know all the works, right? I know the tribulation, the trials that all they're going through, right? And he understand poverty. Because now being brought up, as we say, in what they label as the worst, place or city for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian reside, it will always be labeled as a place, called, being brought out of poverty. And Christ understood that. This is why this could be recorded here, right? Go ahead.
Come on, sir.
And he understand, and he understand one thing in all of that. We say, but thou art rich. We know that the line or the people or the family line that we come from, or the bloodline that we come from, was of what the Lord chose. We come from a rich seed. We come from, as we say, we stem from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And when we go back and read the stories of Abraham, we see, the Lord being with Abraham, what came out of his loins, right? And that family grew to be what? To be the chosen people who the Lord wanted to look over his affairs. And this is why, again, it's about the art rich. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. But thou art rich.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
And we know that there's a people in the earth want to take that title, want to take that, as we say, that surname, or want to take that name that was given to us.
Right.
We know that there's a people in the earth, one, as we say, currently at present, walking around, as we say, portraying that this is who they are. But what King highlighted, he said, and he know the lies of them which try to portray or walk around with this name to say that this is who they are and they are not. Go ahead.
Come, sir. And are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
And what they are? What they are?
But are the synagogue of Satan.
These people are the chief house and representation of what, as we say, Satan have been, as we say, works has been ordained to carry. Because again, we know that Satan roaming to and fro, and they take up, as we say, or hold that title of being deceivers, of being liars in the earth. They hold that and they represent that, and this is why, without us understanding our richness, and just like that, like the sister was mentioning in the little short video that about the one now play, this is something that we should never forget. They would always try to make us, forget or why all studying all the history, why all studying this, but you know what them doing? Them upholding their legacy. So in order for we not to know who they are, just like the generals and them been bringing out, in order for they to not be recognized for who they are, they must erase our history. They must do that. And this is why, again, platform like this is so important for us to bring it out. And again, Abaddon had been, doing or having the show on and to understand the conflict, what we are. And say, like how we say in a zone, you're zone out. So we must understand that we're in a conflict. And where we are in all these zones, our oppressor would always try to do what? Would always try to have us or push us back and to always, reap the benefits of what, we produce. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So the thing is, what you think they are marching against? Look at them, You'll see, they are strong, everybody, men, right? Marching, singing about by God, we will have our own again. Well, I hope they are singing against their own government. Because it's because of their own government who have been picking their pockets why they don't have anything. Right? How can you maintain 700 and odd military bases because they want to project power around the world and not feel some consequence of that? They're talking about to maintain a military base, ain't cheap. As a matter of fact, these missiles that they have, you notice the missiles that used by Yemen and Iran and Russia, they hear some price tag on those missiles, they are cheap and very effective. The ones by America and their allies is expensive. They do have effective missiles. As a matter of fact, they have missiles that they haven't used as yet. And I'm talking about some missiles that they can use to attack. America have some that they haven't used yet. I pray to God they don't get to use them, because who's going to go up against America to try and fight them openly? I think Russia don't want to do that. But the thing is, it costs money. And the money that it costs, who is paying for it? This very man them that is marching there. And by somewhere in their twisted, thwarted minds, they think that it is black people why they can't achieve something. Mississippi start back their lynching. By the way, have they ever stopped? Right? These dead people dead black men turning up hanged. These are lynchings. And the cops are so open with it that you know, they talk about no foul play suspected. Okay,
Right.
maybe it wasn't the foul, maybe it's a cat.
Mm.
Because, but something did it. These
Mm.
men didn't kill. I mean, if these black men in Mississippi, if they were going to kill themselves, they would be banned.
Right. That's what's up. Yeah.
Just like, oh, I mean, they used to have people in Jamaica first time used to set up a life and take the rope. But whenever that happened, there's always, they never do it like, do it quietly or so. People know that they did it. Yeah. But these people who turn up and you hear things like their people are saying, nah, they didn't, they don't think they did it. They would have seen signs. And that is true. And what do you think now? With this coming on, this is terror, no man. This is what you call terrorism.
Yeah. So imagine they portraying this, right? And imagine, as we say, when you even as we say, when you look at the scripture we have at this, and then you even read on a little more down, who is being thrown into prison? They can do that. If we do that, what will happen? If blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians do that, what will happen?
But remember, the Black Panthers did it, and the Black Panthers never wear the mask.
Yeah,
And
but
here you have white men in masks.
right, but they hear the thing about it. Who going to get? Are they getting thrown into prison?
You don't know who they are, so you're throwing up with you. You're not gonna catch them right there and then.
We can do it with mass. We can do it with mass. We couldn't do it with mass. Who going to get thrown in prison? We going to get thrown in prison. They would always be, as we say, like what will happen with, as we say, with January 6th with the capital riot. What will happen with that? They would always get a pass. We have no pass to get.
And like I one, if I could,
Yeah, go ahead.
and on top of that, they got jobs because a lot of them are working as ICE agents.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how true this is, but I heard that they were giving out signing bonuses for people who to sign, a certain lump sum of money for those that were signing up to work as ICE agents. And these was, from what I heard, these were some healthy size bonuses. Over $10,000.
Right, because it's like a contract, so they're gonna pay them good.
All right.
But pretty soon they're gonna find these men. These men gonna find them. They're gonna send them, project them into some war overseas, and that's what they think. That's what they think, that they are going to be able to stay on America's soil and create havoc. Not while the government, Donald Trump, the same Donald Trump, going to take them and throw them overseas. Next, either against China or find some conflict. send them to Israel. Yeah. But I hope they do that before they create any damage in America, because they are coming against our people. The writings on the wall. You know what our people need to start doing? Start going out alone, go out in twos and more. Always let them sneaky link cut that out. Yeah. Always let somebody know where you are. Be in constant. And those who live alone, find a next person who live alone and go and roommate with them. Right? Serious times coming. And this is not no joke. If you remember, I know, how long now we start this show? More than a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have been talking that these times will be coming, ain't it?
Mm. Right.
Right. So now that we see it closer, don't take it for a joke. These men look like they were training before they come on the street here. You know, like when we have our Hebrew Academy and then we have a match after. These men look like they went through some kind of academy or something. They didn't just get about the bed and, you know, let me go join this match. No. Well planned. And
I like that. I like that one.
Yeah.
If I could.
Go ahead.
Oh, I got it right here. I looked it up on Google. It says U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, has offered signing bonuses of up to $50,000 as part of its recruitment campaigns. These incentives have been promoted for various roles, including deportation officers and criminal investigators. So,
you know who are the people signing up for ICE? These are ex-military men. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So rather than sitting down as a veteran doing nothing, wow, here's a $50,000 that I could make. You understand? So you think they're not going to make that? That is like and more than the livable expense. Livable expense. All right, we're going to jump into our scripture again. Ezekiel 35, reading from verse 5. Can you see the screen? Officer Alan.
Okay. Verse 5. Salaki Adam, what chapter is this?
Ezekiel 35.
Come on. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Right. And this scripture is spot on. One, they are marching and thing. They're coming at black people too, right? They are going to probably want to. They're not going to go at the government while Donald Trump is there. So, you know, who is the next in line? Black people. And Donald Trump saw what's coming. If you notice from Donald Trump going office, what he's been doing is removing black people out of government services. Yeah, if these people stay in those jobs, you know, they are going to get attacked on their jobs. Yeah, you're going to a job in this high-level job one day, and next thing you know, you go in the office, five white men in there hiding, waiting on you. Damn. But it's what I can tell them though, you know, it's, this time it's not gonna be like back in the days. Back in the days, I think our people didn't put up a fight. Tulsa, I think the blacks they didn't put up a fight. They did. But what they were not prepared for is the aerial bombing. So the aerial bombing plus when it was going to happen caught them off guard.
Right.
They were not prepared to be shooting at planes in the night at that. Dropping bombs from up the sky on them, burning the community flat out, bomb every single building, right? So the Most High is telling you that these people have a perpetual hatred. You know, let us look for the word perpetual. What does perpetual mean? As our people need to know this.
I got you, Adawan.
Go ahead.
Let's get the definition for the word perpetual. Define perpetual.
Perpetual means never ending or changing. Do you want to hear the next one?
Perpetual means never ending or changing.
Never changing.
Perpetual means never ending or changing. Do you want to hear the next one?
Can you hear that, Adawan?
Khan, I heard that.
Come
Never
on.
ending or changing. So the Most High is telling you that these people have a perpetual hatred, and they have been shedding the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword. So back in lynching days, what did they use? They used dogs, and they had guns, but it's not so much the guns. They had the dogs, they had the whips, capture by force, right? And they had guns. Today is straight out guns. You see them marching there, they have the rifle, whatever kind of guns they have on them. Some might be have pistols, right? So you want to tell me that they bought so many flags and no one realized that, you know, there's an increase in this flags.
If I could, Adawan,
Yeah.
man, that's so heavy. That video, because how we saw them all riled up, you know, ready to release their anger, that, you know, like angry mobs. That's how they was. That's how they came together. When they got ready to destroy Black Wall Street, just like that, I bet.
Right. The only difference this time is that you have social media. Because back then, this march would have taken place in some white community and nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
But you have the social media now.
Right.
So blacks see it and blacks can be like, oh crap, they're really getting ready. Yeah. And here now in the scripture it says, in the time that their iniquity had an end, meaning Most High had finished with the punishment. Right? So the Most High finished punishing people, but you, because you have that perpetual hatred, you're still coming down on the Most High people.
Yeah.
And here they're riling up to come again. Yeah, the entire thing is they're gearing up for the Third World War. You know. They know that there's no way they are going to gain anything without another war. Serious war. Right? Without the next war, and they are aware of that. Verse 6.
Sir. Verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood.
As I live. So this is the Most High swearing now. You know? This is the Most High swearing. Say, as I live. What did he say? As I live, what? I will prepare thee unto blood. Yeah. Because you love blood, I'm going to prepare you unto blood. So, you know, you see them coming up here and marching. Our people can't get, I mean, you have to go out, you have to do what you're doing. You have to still be on the road and things. But be cautious. Because this time, and be with your, and just have your eyes open. Because this time, the Most High is preparing to give his people the victory. He's preparing them unto blood. Read on.
And if I could, Adawan, you know, like the Lord send us out in twos. You know, you almost, don't want to be out by yourself. Especially at night. Especially if you're a woman. I yield. Sir.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Don't go with don't that's why I say the sneaky link that our people have talked about, they want to link somebody sneakingly. Meaning that you don't go in and nobody know where you are.
Right.
Cut that out. Someone should know where you are at all times.
Come.
Yeah. And what we are teaching our brother out there in the world, this is how we have been trodden in the truth from inception. Right? My brother here is in all the way in Trinidad yet. If he has an headache, I know.
Sure.
Yeah. If his family is sick, we know.
Sure.
Much more him. As a matter of fact, if he should make a distress call, you saw how many planes of UPK brothers land in Trinidad. That's the way it's got to be. We got to look out for each other in this time. Our people who are getting lynched and things. I mean, soldiers do get soldiers die in battle, but I mean, don't die and everyone wondering how did you die. Someone should know where you are at all times, man. Serious times we're getting in. Right. What else we have there? Finish 6.
Come. I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
Right. Blood shall pursue you. Read on.
Come. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Right. Since as you have no hatred of blood. Okay. By God, you will have your own again. I mean, how did you get it in the first place? Wasn't it slavery?
Right.
But by God, we will have our own again. So are you coming back you're coming back for slaves? Because I mean, when you look in the American government, what do you see? White people. So if you are saying you're going to have your own again, what are you going to do? It's either you're going to take out those white people, or you're going to get the blacks and you're going to walk back your farms. You understand? But to them, what I understand with white people, wealth is more a feeling of superiority to them. I'm over this person. No matter if they even sleeping on the ground. Just the feeling of this, I'm better than this white man, this black man. This black man don't, when he sees me, he have to hold his head down and all that. That's a feeling of success to them. And we have a terrible enemy, And we in the truth have been telling our people that this man is your enemy. He has never been your friend.
Right.
All right, we have one more thing to touch. And then we're going to close out. I mentioned earlier that they're planning to, the U.S. government with how they plan to take care of their debt.
Oh,
Well, according to Russia, the American government is planning to use crypto. You know, cryptocurrency. I've heard of it, right?
couple cons, sir. I heard about it.
All right. Let's listen to this.
Blown the whistle on a U.S. devaluation scheme.
America is trying to change the rules in the gold and cryptocurrency markets. Remember how much debt they have, $35 trillion.
Dropping a global bombshell this week, accusing the U.S. of plotting to erase its $37 trillion debt burden by taking said debt, shoving it into crypto, devaluing it, and then resetting the system with a gold revaluation. A series of moves that wouldn't just impact.
You know, China buying gold like crazy now. The China Central Bank.
They such crooks.
I only hope that that's who the Chinese.
It's like I don't want
the Chinese.
The American government. You know.
The American government. Yeah, I mean, the worst thief you can have is one who steals from you without coming beside you. So, the American government can pick your pocket without coming anywhere near your pocket. This thing that you call inflation, devaluation. I mean, governments around the world, man, we here in Jamaica have got a serious case of our government picking our pocket over the years. And the thing is, our money is in the Caribbean here is pegged to the US dollar. So, I mean, we can't make it's as if our government can't make any decision that, you know what, we're not going to equate our money to the US dollar.
Those using cryptocurrency, but would impact the entire dollar system, meaning your savings, your retirement, your paycheck. But the scariest part is that the plan is already in motion. In case you missed it, Anton Kobiakov, a senior advisor to Russian President Vladimir Putin, made a bold claim this week at the Eastern Economic Forum, stating that the United States is preparing to reset the system using crypto and gold to erase its massive debt burden.
Driving everyone where? Into the cryptocurrency cloud. Right now, they have a $35 trillion currency debt. They move it into crypto, into the cloud, devalue it, and start from scratch.
But here's where it gets interesting. Just a few months ago, President Trump signed into law the Genius Act, legislation that creates regulatory framework for stablecoins. Stablecoins being a type of cryptocurrency that maintain a stable value by being pegged to a real-world asset, such as the dollar. But not all is as it appears. On the surface, it was hailed as innovative and the U.S. adopting a new digital world that will keep us competitive. But if you look a little bit closer, there are many who say this is the foundation and legal framework for the United States to use these stablecoins as a lifeline for our debt. None of this even takes into consideration the fact that these stablecoins could also be a Trojan horse for financial control over the American people, taking away our freedom and privacy. But that is a separate video that I've already covered. If you want to watch that, I will link it below. But back to the government scheme. It's no secret that as U.S. debt soars past $37 trillion, the U.S. is facing a buyer's crisis. Foreign central banks are dumping treasuries and moving into gold, a clear sign of declining trust in the dollar. In fact, as Kobiakov himself said, the U.S. is very eager to solve the problem of declining trust in the dollar. This is a massive problem for America because the fewer the buyers there are, the higher the yields, meaning higher interest rates that the US then has to pay just to keep the system afloat, making it harder for us to roll over our debt or inflate away our debt, essentially compounding the debt crisis we already have. Enter stablecoins. These digital tokens that are backed one-to-one by US treasuries essentially create an artificial demand for our debt, propping up the entire system and giving us the lifeline we need. But before I explain how the pump and dump would work and how gold plays a role, I want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you think that Russia is exposing the US's plans, or do you think that they're just throwing shade at a declining dollar? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, imagine if the US pushes adoption of these stable coins, either by policy, regulation, or promoting them as the new safe digital dollar, all of which, by the way, is already starting to happen. Foreign investors, institutions, even retail would hold these stable coins in mass, which again are backed one-to-one by US treasuries. So essentially, it would be like a cloud-based treasury market that would be disguised as a payment system. That solves problem one, the demand for our debt. But Kobiakov takes it a step further, claiming that the United States is plotting to weaponize stablecoins. Essentially, once enough US debt is tokenized into these stablecoins, that's when they will turn around and depeg or devalue them. So instead of being one-to-one, one stablecoin to one USD equivalent, maybe it's one stablecoin to 50 cents USD equivalent. All holders would eat the loss, effectively reducing their wealth by 50%, while America would be able to reduce the debt burden significantly without ever having to call it a default. But here's the kicker. Even if you don't have any cryptocurrency, even if you never touch a stable coin, this devaluation won't just hit foreign nations and financial institutions. It will hit all dollar-denominated assets, everything within the dollar system, your savings, your retirement, your paycheck. All of it would lose value overnight. And if you still don't believe me, or you think that this will never happen, it already has. Something that Kobiakov has the you-know-what to call out on a global stage.
The US, just as it
As a matter of fact, that's what I was talking about when I said our government out there already pick our pocket. The inflation. That what she is saying, we experience that in Jamaica. That is why our money is $150 to one US dollar. I remember back in the 90s, early 2000s, you would have say $10,000, and you would go to a supermarket or you go to, you shop with $10,000, and they give you a good amount of things. Within 2 months or maybe less, that same $10,000 would give you like about half the things that you would have purchased just a month or 2 or 3 months before. In other words, the devaluation was so rapid, it was faster than a year. So what she's saying is not far-fetched. Who knows? Maybe what we went through, maybe this was the testing ground. Because I know they have a way of what's the word you would use now? Where they carry out, they run a simulation on you out there in the world.
Trial run.
Right. And then they say, okay, it can work. Let's now do it in our place or whatever. Right? So what she said is not far-fetched. To the American, it might sound like she's talking crap. But we here in the Caribbean, we realize that, that is possible. Yeah, because I remember I can remember when our money was $6 to one. $5 something. I can't remember when it was 4 to 1. I can't remember when it was $5 something going $6, and then it started going up. So it is not impossible. But the thing is, the point that we here is trying to make to our people is that, hey, the system is going away, leave you. And what we mean by by blacks, Hispanics, and natives need to be self-sufficient. Is it all them first time jobs, the tailors, the dressmakers, the shoemakers, the baker, the chef, the own restaurant in the community. We're coming right back to that. Because pretty soon, so you see what is happening now with China and India, who are two of the main suppliers to American from goods. You have Vietnam too, and so, but China is the biggest one. When they come up against China, supply chain is going to get cracked. It's going to crash. But that is going to be an opportunity for our people to step back in with their skills, right? And start providing some stable income for yourself and your family for a while, right? And when that supply system go down, it might never recover. So it means that many of these fast food places are going to get knocked as well. All right. I remember during COVID time, we got some corn. Man, these corns was good. They grew in Jamaica, but they were grown for the hotels. And because COVID now, many of the hotels, they're not performing to full capacity as they were. So they don't require that much food. So these extra food that they will plant for the hotels end up on the local market for reduced price. And these corn pretty and they eat good. So, when we think that prices were going to go up and things, but no, prices actually went down because what was out there that used the supply chain, the bigger supermarkets and so on, they have to now push it now on the local man, so it gets cheaper. But that's for a while, right? When the supply chain repair, it takes time and things go back. But there's an opportunity for our people right in there when the other systems are collapsing. When Jerusalem was collapsing, you know what the nations around us did? They hung out to buy slaves.
They sold us. You said when Jerusalem was collapsing?
Yes, when Rome, any nation that would come up on Jerusalem, many of the nation around us go into slave trade. Yeah, because slave market now open. And so it's an opportunity for them. So we know how to look at what can be an opportunity for us. We can rebuild our skills. We are skilled with our hands as a people. And supply chain and them things, that I know we that. But you tell us to make you a good shoes and to show you a good dress or a good pants and so on and so forth. Right. Many of our people think that those skills are obsolete. But it's good to learn something. There's many things I can do with my hands. Many things I can make. So everybody needs to have a skill. Yeah. You're working, learn a skill on the side. Sit down on it. All right. Our brother Trinidad Officer Sawam, one of the skills that you might ever know. He didn't know that, Allah.
What skill? Say that again, Adawan.
He's one of the skillest welder. You would know.
No, I didn't. I don't doubt it though. I didn't know though, but I don't doubt it.
And I can do almost all the skills in construction.
A jack of all trades.
And can master them because I've taught many young men these skills. To tell them what to do and so on. So how you know to do them thing? Yeah? So you mean? Learn them by the way. Yeah, give them instruct them on how to go on a project. I remember I went on a project and I said to a young man, what skill you like? I was like mason, you know. Okay, you can lay blocks. Not really. It's all right, come, I'll show you. And by the time we finish, he is a skilled block layer. Yeah, man. But, you know, if we're not careful as a people, these things get lost. We'll get lost over time.
That's right.
So, I mean, look at in America. If you want a house, they don't allow you to build that house. You know? You have to find the money and you go buy it. Sure, am I right or am I wrong, Officer Allah?
You said you have to. They won't allow you. Now, no, they won't allow you to build it if well, I know. Well, you're gonna have to get so many permits.
Exactly.
You know.
And then you're gonna need a loan to build it, and they're not going to lend you to go through and get all the permits and all that.
No,
what they will do is lend you the money to go and buy one that is already built.
Right.
Right. But here in Jamaica, you could borrow money and build your house. Because if you stop building, that is when we are going to lose the skills that our people have. Understand?
Class.
Yeah. And we can't afford to lose the skills that our people have. We need to get the skills passed on. Yeah.
To the next generation.
To the next generation. Or you're gonna end up the next generation, the only skill they have is gun skills. Don't want that. All right. Be a skilled mason, carpenter, something. Right? This is how the communist countries they operate, you know. No matter when you leave school, you leave with a skill. Anytime you come across a Cuban male, ask him what his first skill. And he's going to look at you at, what do you mean? He said, your first skill when you were in school, what did you learn? He's going to wonder how you know that. But that's how they operate. Every doctor you see from Cuba, it was first a plumber, a mason, a carpenter, something before he was a doctor. That's how they do it. So he might not use the skill, but he has a skill.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, that's what I would encourage our people to do. You go learn a skill. Sit on that skill. All right? Better yet, if you can earn from it, go ahead and earn from it. But go into some skill training. All right? Don't let this crash get you flat-footed. You'll see it coming. So don't let it catch you flat-footed. All right. So any other inputs? Anything you want to bring out? Sorry, Officer Sawap.
Yeah, just again, just a reminder, you know, with all that was taking place, remember the pay ties, right? 10% I earning, and just as I say, you can learn that skill, and you can be able to earn, right? Because we see what going on, what happening on. Again, if brothers and sisters was paying, you know, attention, you know, Captain Akkad, Officer Kazak make that trip to the Bahamas. right, to assist, brother down there. Again, Commanding General Yana has been, doing this work, under the Most High Christ, since his, time in the truth, and it is like a upliftment to us as a, to see, and to understand that the spirit of brotherhood is what will trump everything, and this is what has been portrayed, in this school, in this body, in the body of Christ, under the watchful eyes of the Most High, right? And just like any father, be, have be proud of his children, in observing and making sure that his orders is being carried out. And this is why again we pray every day that the Most High God, redeem us and bring us out of this, shall I, heal, brothers and sisters, physically, spiritually, revive us as a people, right? So that's my take, that's why you.
Right. So I mean, that's all the Most High is going to revive his people.
That's right.
There are people born out of adversity.
That's right.
All right. I can drop one scripture before I leave now. Jeremiah 51 and number 20, I think.
Okay. Jeremiah 51.
Like I said, it's 20.
Well,
Verse 20.
okay. Come on.
I can give you on the screen if I want it.
Come on, sir. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 20. Thou art my battle axe, and weapons of war.
All right, so the Most High is telling us that we are his battle axe. What a battle axe does, and weapons of war, what it does, it goes at the forefront of the war. So we see it coming, but believe it or not, we're gonna be caught we are gonna be in the midst of it. We won't be somewhere cowering down before Christ comes. Right? We're gonna be in the front of the battle.
Yeah.
We know they're coming on us. You remember General Anna tell me that you're going to have a race war, and it's going to happen. Not before, it's going to happen again. Read on.
Come on, sir. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations.
Ooh. Not just one nation, but the nations. He's going to use us to break the nations. Read on.
Come. And with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
Right. So, destroying these kingdoms and things, when Christ returns and you get that change and Christ show you what you can do, man, this world is going to come to its knees. Trust me. So all that you're seeing now is just for a time. Man coming out of the caves and talking about having own again. This world, the world retreat and gave him his own. And he become careless with it. And he want to come again. Nah, Allah, not so. So what? You must always be at your whims and fancies. That can't work. All right, so with that, Officer Allah, and then last word.
Come on, sir. The water out of wine, the water out of Wanya. For having me on the show. Another great show, The Conflict Zone. Make sure you all tune in every week to the Conflict Zone. Shout out to Commanding General Yohana. generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the women and children in the ISUPK.
That's right.
Y'all tune in, and we appreciate y'all. Most High in Christ.
That's right. Most High in Christ. And I just want to say something, and to Salak, again, a big inspiration in the truth as well. In the spirit, the Most High in Christ, and being raised up right. And it's like the example of what excuse we have. He's a perfect example that we shouldn't really make any excuses in this truth, but pursue right, and by pursuing right, just as about the one brought out, this is where you recognize that family and understand that in our family, without making any excuse, work would get done, and Commander General Anna is a great example of that under the Most High in Christ, in upholding, this integrity of the Lord, in upholding, these instructions, and having, righteous, men and women, families, understanding that there is, hope, even as we break down a Revelation, and just like John had that hope, we have that hope as well. Knowing that there is a way where the Most High God, has set forth, our King Yahushai, and made a provision that each and every one of us, by obeying these instructions, would find our way back. And to find your way back is the only spaces in this school, in the ISUPK, under Commander General. Right? So that again to Salak. Right?
The water, sir.
Yeah, no sound.
All right, so Officer Sawap, welcome back from your vacation. Your vacation from the show.
Now we're moving. Yeah.
All right, so with that, next week now it's next weekend is Feast of
the Atonement.
Day of Atonement. We can have class. We can have an episode after the Day of Atonement.
It's on the sundown Tuesday.
Yes, the Day of Atonement.
The sundown Wednesday.
The Sabbath service will be 7 o'clock Tuesday evening.
All right.
And so we probably could have rankings soon after.
Yeah, Lord allow. Let me see how it goes.
Right. All right. So with that, Yawashim Yawashim
Yawashim
Yawashim Yawashim.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom.